Hi there, it's Tanga here again, and I am going to run through cash flow and how you can organize your bank accounts based on the traffic light system that I have here. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen, and I will go through and explain how this system could work. Okay, hope you're all having a good day today. Grab yourself a coffee, press pause if you need to, and I'll launch into it here when you're back. So let's talk about how to organize your cash flow using this system. The principle that I'm working on here goes back to the days when, money used to come in an envelope, and that envelope would be the wages full of cash. So then the housekeeper, normally the mum, back in the day, would take out the cash and split the money into separate jars on the bench. So you can see here it could have been for rent and groceries and electricity. And the whole idea is if the housekeeper had worked it out, or how much was due on a certain day, then every time the wage packet came in, she would be able to split that money up so little bits were taken out each time. So it's the same principle as what we've organised in the budget that would be in the previous session. And by the way, if you're coming in on this video and you haven't seen the sessions before, it would be a good idea to stop where you are now and go back to start 1, 2, 3 sessions before, so that you are following all of the reasoning and the steps before you get to the cash flow part. Okay, so we'll talk about also now how the traffic light system works. So the red stands for anything that is due to be paid today or before the next pay comes in. And this is what I've got as your red account, which is money coming, money going. And as you can see in the bucket, nothing is really expected to stay in there before the next pay goes in. It's where you'll have your ATM card where you put in the hole in the wall, and every time you need cash, that's where it's going to come from. It only holds enough to cover your everyday needs until your next payday, and then it'll get topped back up again. And from this central account, you will have automatic amounts coming out to go to the green account and the orange account. And I'll go through and explain those two now as well. You would have seen in your budget that an amount has been calculated that should go to each of those accounts. And this is what I'm referring to here. The money tree account, which is, again, your money tree, you're planting it, you're putting in a little bit extra and, adding to that, watering that money tree and watching that grow. Green account money tree, plant it, feed it, watch it grow. And a small amount will come from that ATM account. So where your wages will go into a small amount that has already been worked out in your previous budget, it will work out what you need to set up as an automatic transfer to go into this green account. Now, the key to this is you should not even notice it's gone. All right. Make it affordable. So this is where it is a figure that is after everything is paid, after you've got your own money values covered each day as well. If you can manage it, 10% of your income would be ideal. So 10% of the income that you're receiving into your bank account would be ideal to send to this green money tree if possible. And the third account, which is your orange one, orange, like the traffic lights, is hold, wait, slow down. And the whole idea here, it's like your parking account. It's where you're siphoning money from your pay to go every payday into this holding account, waiting, building until the bills come out. And those bills could be anything from, electricity to car registration, anything that's very irregular. There's an automatic amount that you again will transfer and set up from your red account, and that automatically feeds this orange every payday. Now remember, your budget will show an amount for the orange, and you set up the program payment for that orange figure. All direct debits or all automatic payments, all bill payments need to be arranged from this account. Now I'm going to go through and explain again how this works. So money comes, money goes. This is your bucket that is not expected to stay full. It will empty out. ATM access income will be credited to this account. That's where your wages or any household income should pull into that one account, and it'll only hold money for everyday living expenses. From there, you pay enough small sustainable amounts into a separate bank account. This is your money tree account. No ATM access. So again, what we're doing here is we're making it difficult for you to get to this particular account, so that if you're in the midst of an urge, you can't just put an ATM card in there. You can't jump on the phone and transfer money from that account. Ideally, it could be an account that you have over the counter in your branch, in the bank, and ask them, please do not set up automatic or online banking from this particular account. You only want to be able to feed it. So the third account, of course, is your pay your bills account. And again, that should be a separate bank. It can be an online account, no ATM access, and you arrange all your direct debits from this account where your bills are going to be paid. So the main significance of this here is particularly around being able to access money on a day-to-day basis. What you've already accounted for and worked out in this space where you're thinking from your frontal lobe and it's all making sense to you, you know that money has been calculated to send to each of these accounts. Now, when you're feeling like you're in an urge to spend, the whole idea is that the money that you've got available to spend with has already been figured out. We've already said for you to be able to have takeaway, for you to have a little bit of play money for yourself, that's already sitting in the ATM account. If you find that your urge is way too much and you end up needing to have more, there's a chance you're not going to be able to access that. And what we know is an urge does not last a long time. It's a very short-term window. And so the idea here is if you're in the middle of an urge to get something, to buy something, to overspend, you don't have the capacity to, because you cannot access the rest of your money. In order to be able to access it, you would need to go into the branch, which may not open until the next day. It might be a little bit out of the way, so you can't even get to the bank. And that's not a bad thing. I call them circuit breakers. This is like a system that has built-in circuit breakers so that it's not that easy to access money. I remember the times when I used to have these other two accounts with the same bank, and all I do is stand at the ATM. If I had an urge, I would justify it in my mind. Okay, well, look, I know I've got X amount sitting in this bucket 3 or this bills account. I'll just use that money for now because I need to buy that whatever today, right now, and I'll pay it back later. But if you're like me, you never pay it back. There ends up having a bit of a leak in this account. So it's quite possible that you may not be able to keep these 3 accounts all with the same bank. And that's not a bad thing. So if you're able to set these other 2 accounts separate from your bucket where the ATM card is, separate from you being able to get access with no online access, with no ATM access, you are less likely to have that ability to tap into that money when you're in the midst of an urge. That urge passes, you go back to your normal routine the following week, you jump into your banking, you realize, wow, thank goodness I could not access this money out of there because I would have emptied that account. I was in such a strong urge. You know, the mates wanted to go out partying, and thank goodness I managed to organize something else, because you will. When you know that you don't have access to this other money here, you will look for alternative ways, or even just change that habit into something else. Right. And that's as difficult as it gets. And I really do believe that keeping things simple are really the first steps towards mastering that and taking control of your budget. And so, my quote is, keeping it simple makes it sustainable, because it's out of sight, out of mind, and you've built it around a moment in time when you're thinking logical thinking, and you know that, hey, if I'm going to be able to achieve these goals that I want to be able to achieve, this is going to be the best way. I know that I can have $20 a week, and that's my little splurge money for myself. That's okay. All right. But I also then know that I've got an amount going that's building up for my savings. I've got an amount going that's building up for my bills. I can't get to those, and that's cool. That's exactly how I want it. Okay, so that's it. I would really love for you to go ahead and set these things up. I am sure you've got loads of questions, and that's cool. That's good. Shoot me, hit reply, shoot me a question, or even maybe if you wanted to private messenger me, and we can organize a time to have a half-hour free session so that you can run by me face to face or over a Skype session, any questions you have in setting this up. And I would love to hear some feedback and let me know how it's going for you. All right. Take care. Have an awesome rest of the day or weekend. I'm in the weekend at the moment, and I hope to talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.